I was completely thrilled because I've been trying to come to these Nordic countries for quite a while now. They're just a kind of mystery to us Americans. We live in a large land of excess, and we always read about how amazing these places are, how they're the most livable places in the world, how they're the most beautiful and nature-friendly places in the world. And I came here and I learned that Finland is going through its own ups and downs, its own challenges, but at the same time, they have an immense appreciation for each other, a trust in each other, and a trust in the environment. And I think that that's just remarkable.
Being a music journalist, it has obviously been very interesting to be able to go to the Flow Festival, which is very unique. They arrange it quite differently from what I'm used to in other European events. It's great. The venue is unique. You won't find anything like that, I think, anywhere else. Even though it's an old power plant, it seems like it was made for music festivals. Lineup was good. I've had a great time, and I look forward to coming back here.
We visited a startup sauna, which is like a co-working space and also an accelerator program for young startups. They showed us, they illustrated us how the students who are now talented, they are founding new startups, they're inventing new technologies, new ideas.
I think it's incredibly interesting to be in Finland because we hear about it in the news, but we don't hear that much. What we hear about is it's an equal society, it's a very fair society, high gender equality, high press freedom, and that all sounds great. But we're journalists, so we always want to find out what the other side of a country is. And I hope that this program would give me the opportunity to do this. And in the end it did, because we got to know so many different people from all walks of life. Finns from the Åland Islands, for example, so the Swedish-speaking part of the country, a small minority. We got to spend a weekend with a Finnish family, which is always a great way of actually experiencing what it's like to live in a country. One thing I can think of is going to a place called the Sompa sauna. The sauna, of course, is a central part of the Finnish culture. This one even more so, because it was basically an underground music festival with a sauna in the middle of it. You could just see that the stereotype of Finns being very calm and not open and not talking that much is not true as soon as you get to know them and as soon as you get into their private lives a little bit more.
Basically, over the last 3 weeks, it has been incredibly hectic, but incredibly worthwhile. So if you fancy sort of foregoing sleep for maybe 3 weeks and finding out all about a country which you literally may not know anything about, as it was in my case, then I would strongly advise you to apply for the programme. It is amazing, it's fantastically well organised. You know, the Finnish level of organisation is really quite something. You know, they're far better at organising things than we are in the UK. And I think it's just something which most people, if you've got a remote kind of interest in something and you've got, you know, 3 to 4 weeks to spare one summer, just go for it, because I found out things that I didn't even know about another country in Europe, which is only just over sort of 1,000 miles or so away from where I live. And so I think it's just been so worthwhile for me to be sort of more educated in another European neighbour.
I am really proud of being in this program. It's not just about the fact that I've been chosen to be here. It's about the fact that I've been chosen together with a group of really talented people, like really nice people, but then also really talented when it comes to communication, when it comes to journalism. And I think that gives us not just like this good feeling of being part of a great group, but also some kind of hope. Because, you know, a lot of journalism media houses, media companies, they're like cutting jobs. There's no business model for the internet. And, you know, sometimes it seems like we have chosen the wrong field. But then you get to meet all these people who's like in the same level as you and has like the same potential to do great things. And that gives you also a little hope.